Hello, good evening and welcome to Titanium Arena for the men's grand final. Forestville are going to look to do the double between with the men's and the women's. Mount Gambier stand in their way. Benito.
If we saw team basketball just before, players really tonight. You've got players like Majuk, Daly.
Won't go deep. They'll go 6, maybe 7 into. Of course, Richard Hill and won his Simons in his 9th grand final, won 5 out of it. So, this kind of environment, both of them really looking forward to it.
And the environment is something we probably need to talk about, Benito, is that the lights drop as we get ready for the player intros. It's filled up. There is a decent crowd in here tonight. This is going to be close to NBL sort of feeling.
Well, it basically is that we're seeing both sides only go 6 or 7 deep. So you've got those quality players, quality starting fives. We said Majuk Dang, Brendan Tees we didn't mention. Greg Mays is an awesome basketballer. Can't wait to see him get up and get high.
Someone needs to put another quarter in the meter. We'll take that as our cue to leave. We will talk to you again very, very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Premier League basketball final for men coming right up. So there we have it, downtown Adelaide, as we get ready to see the final game of the 2019 season. Forestville Eagles taking on the Mount Gambier Pioneers. The atmosphere is building now as these teams get their introductions. I don't know about them. I feel that something special is going to happen tonight. You said before we came on air that Mount Gambier have everything to prove.
Yeah, they do. Obviously, they've dropped down in leagues. Some may say inferior. We've seen that in the media.
Interesting word.
Interesting word. Wasn't my word.
You said drop down, so you guys have implied it. But no, you're right.
We'll just have to step out for the national anthem. I think the umpire.
And now would you please welcome onto Brett Marcourt to sing the Australian national anthem. And please be upstanding to do so, folks. Please welcome Julia Corrocci.
Rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful sing, advance, Australia fair.
So there we have it, national anthem out of the way, formalities out of the way. It is now down to business for both of these sides. We were just saying that obviously there's a little bit going on about whether they've dropped down in inferior leagues and things like that. So there's, like we've said, there's a lot to prove for them.
There is one thing that's certainly not inferior is the way Richard treats this team. Mount Gambier obviously being a small town, he has the opportunity as a coach to do individuals with the players before work because everything's so close, get in extra film sessions and train maybe 3 times a week. They really do run a very professional program down there in Mount Gambier. I've had the opportunity when I've been there for work or family to sit in on Richard's sessions. He's been nice enough to let me in and yeah, very impressed the way he runs this group.
Oh, well, we should say as well, because we did talk, I asked the question as to whether they would fly up or whether they would drive up. It's a fairly long drive from Mount Gambier. I wonder whether it was worth the extra expense for the quick half-hour flight that it is. But there'll be a lot of people. You would feel like this would almost be like a home game for Forestville at the moment. Looking around, there are bits and bobs of green in the crowd.
Yeah.
Do we wonder whether, if you are watching this at home, send us a message. We'd love to give you a little nod if we get a chance. The women's final is anything to go by. We probably won't. But we'd love to hear from you. Maybe send a picture of your watch party from down there at Mount Gambier. Sure, Basketball SA, I'd love to see all your stuff.
Yeah, we should expect a mascot sighting at some stage throughout this one as well.
Yeah, we will.
He was there at Wayville last week. He was, for the women's match. And he'll be back here tonight. This is prime time, prime fixture. And it's a pleasure to be bringing this to the city of Mount Gambier.
Well, there is something about men's basketball, because you touched on it on the pre-game show, talked about how there was no individual awards at all in either of the women's teams who have hit the grand final. Men tend to be a little bit more individual. Tonight, I would almost want to run a sweep on how many times the players look at themselves on the Jumbotron. Because this is big time tonight.
Oh, it's a star-studded lineup from both groups. Current NBL, ex-NBL, G-League players. And the athleticism we're about to see in the next hour or so will be very impressive.
Yeah, I'll highlight that G-League battle. Of course, Kentrell Barkley for the Pioneers was brilliant. All-Star 5 coming up against Greg Mays, who was also playing in the G-League for Phoenix's affiliate. Those two both in the All-Star 5, both are going to match up pretty tightly. You've got Majuk Deng and Deja Dixon in there as well. But it's going to be fascinating, and whoever wins it, that battle of the bigs, might not even win the match because there's such strong point guards and shooting guards in these lineups.
Absolutely, lots of shooters on both teams. Be good to see Eric Burden get going early. They run a lot of plays for him. And of course, we saw it early in last week's prelim where Mike Harris got going, which was good to see him put some points up in the final.
Well, like we've said, there's a huge amount, and you can see now that this crowd has swelled as we get ready for this one. We're about 2 minutes away from the players getting ready for the tip-off of this one. I can't wait. I'm going to do it to you again.
Yeah.
Who are you calling?
Let's see. I think Mount Gambier come into this as favourites, and fittingly they should. They did get the win over the Eagles in Mount Gambier a couple of weeks ago at the Ice House. But of course, a completely different situation here at Titanium. I think it comes down to late in the last quarter, maybe Mount Gambier by 2.
Mount Gambier by 2. Now you're 0 for 1. You knew I wasn't going to let you get away with it.
No.
You're 0 for 1 tonight. What's your call?
Okay, so I back up Benito with Forestville being underdogs. Gamble responsibly, obviously, but they're paying $4 at the minute to win this game. They have not beaten Mount Gambier all year. They're 0-3. But I'm going to tip the Eagles in something that's about under 5.
So you've got the Eagles as a double. You've got a minute and change to tell us about your keys for the game.
So I spoke to both coaches earlier in the week. Richard Hill really keen to manage the defensive change-ups that Simo's going to throw at him. Simo will trap, play zone, and they've got to handle that well. He's also looking at keeping them off the foul line. Forest will average over 20 foul shots a game against Mount Gambier. And then Richard's really looking at defending their pick and roll with their superstars well. Keys for Simo, slow them down. Pioneers want to run, keep their feet out of the paint. The first 5 for the Mount Gambier Pioneers all score the ball at over 50%. It's remarkable. So to ensure that that drops down, keep them out of the paint and force them to shoot contested shots. But their offense is so well drilled down at Mount Gambier that that 50% stat is just out of this world.
Well, it's an interesting one, is to keep them out of the paint. And we saw that initially in the game that we've just watched. That's probably going to be a huge thing for both sides early doors. There is some talent on display. Obviously, Deng is out there. I talked about being able to block without leaving the ground. He probably fits. He does fit that. Fits that as well.
Yeah. Mitchell Deng, 39 points. You're talking about last week as well. So he's
coming in hot.
Yeah.
So Majuk's done the hard yards this week. We all know he's now in Cairns. Andy Simons and Mike Kelly, good friends from their playing days. They've managed Majuk flying back and forwards during this final series. Majuk flew back in on Thursday. That's the practice session he attended with Forestville. Legs will be sore. He's been NBL pre-season all week. Let's see how he goes.
That also runs the other way, because NBL pre-season, he's match fit for the NBL. He's going to put up a high volume of shots and be athletic throughout. He'll want to take home the championship. He wouldn't want to fly here and back
100%.
and not go home with some sort of trophy.
So ladies and gentlemen, we will all settle down and get ready for this one. 4 quarters of the best men's basketball in South Australia. Forestville wearing the yellow jerseys and the blue shorts. Mount Gambier wearing the black jerseys with the green and white trim. Just almost ready to go. And we are underway. So Mount Gambier will have first possession. Burden. Just going to have those early moments where they just feel each other out. And that's what we talked about. There is Deng, putting his mark on it early.
They're huge. Eminem, Mays and Majuk, they're going to protect that rim all night long, and we've seen it happen in the first play of the game.
So there is Mays trying at the other end as well. Just didn't quite get there. Now we see that speed from Mount Gambier. The kick out for 3 is good.
They'll be happy with that. Eric Burden early. He's played a few games in this gym back in the day, but yeah, they'd love to see him hitting the 3-ball early.
Denger's going to go to work down low, just rolls inside, manages to get him off the feet. Little fadeaway jumper is good. Magic Deng coming to party early.
Love a bit of emotion from Deng early. This one he feels the emotion. He paid out the bat.
He does, obviously, signed by Mount Gambier last year, played 1 game, rolled his ankle, came back and finished the season with Forestville. So very interesting for Majuk at the minute.
Not sure how that works either.
Deng has decided he's going to run the floor. Another fadeaway jumper just doesn't go for him. Mount Gambier will come away. Daly's going to run the floor for the Pioneers. Inside ball.
One thing to keep an eye on as well, Michael Harris, we don't want him to get too passive here early on. You don't want him to get cold hands, and on such a big stage it does get difficult, but he's just 19 and we keep forgetting that. As a Frank Ango medalist 2 years in a row, just love to see him stamp his authority on this one.
So Mount Gambier look to go baseline against Deng, then they will pick it out. Stolen. Fast break is away. Eurostep. All good.
There he is, Mikey Harris. Now Gambier trying to claim him, but they're not claiming that basket.
Messi inside again.
A little bit how you going in there. Oh yeah.
It's all a bit messy, all a bit early minutes of a final. Then the kick underneath. We'll find Taze.
I was looking forward to the Daly DeWitt matchup, but DeWitt at this point in time guarding Eric Burden at the other end of the floor, but Tom Daly's at a different level. probably unlucky not to be in the NBL, but he just plays this game at such high octane.
Of course, a former 36er, really one of the best point guards in the league. He was the best point guard, but probably can make a case for him across Australia.
Absolutely.
Again, working hard to try and get inside, and Mays will visit the charity stripe.
Greg Mays, of course, made the switch over from the Tigers. If you haven't been watching the Premier League too much this year, he's just been phenomenal. Has taken that step up a little bit further. Looks to get 2 championships in a row if he wins today as well. Was dominant in that win for Southern against Forestville last year. So bit of interesting change of shirts, but another crack at it.
Gets the second one to go. Funnily enough, no Hungry Jacks chant tonight.
It's probably faded and died a little bit in the past year.
Away they come again with DeWitt. DeWitt gets his eyes up. Nice inside ball to Taze. Taze just didn't get enough of it. Slaps at the ball almost like he's annoyed with himself.
We saw Taze finish the game like a house on fire last week against Norwood. Started this one a bit slow. Was missing a few on the warm-up as well.
Daly pulls up. Hits it. Taze has it taken away from his fingertip. Last touch was by Rafton.
Rafton's been a find. Back from football. Played some early Seagull games over the years, but he's been outstanding as a starter for them this year.
And as a local as well. Spent time in North Iowa as well, their college system, so definitely a fight.
Deng with the rebound, goes up strong. Started well, Magic Deng.
Indeed.
Pull-up jumper comes off the back. Mays rises high. Taze comes around the back, feeds Deng. Deng will have to step back, float away. Doesn't work for him. Barkley tidies up, then will cross over and drive. I think Deng got a piece of that. Forestville will go again.
Good to see Mikey Harris aggressive early though.
I love it.
We know he can shoot the 3 ball, but he's been on the rim.
There's a bit after. Mays didn't like something.
You don't mind a bit of extracurricular activity here.
Thrown Rafton to the floor. He'll be used to that, I think, if he's come from football.
Just not too much.
I've had the privilege of coaching Rafton in the past, and he doesn't mind a bit of biff. He's a fiery character.
So yeah, you're right. Harris not being passive early on, definitely taking that and trying to get the ball to the rack through these Mount Gambier players. Love to see it.
We were talking beforehand about travel and flying and busing. Lockie Hunter just checking into the game. So Lockie, a Mount Gambier boy, but studying in Adelaide this year and living in Adelaide. So home games being away games and away games being home games for him. So he's had to play for Adelaide Uni in Division 1 to get some touch, and then he flies home to Mount Gambier to get in the home game. So early into the game.
First one didn't go, second one did. So a fiery start to this one. Saw the Forestville coach getting in the ear of Rafton as well as he made his way for the free throws, the 3 drops. Burden. Again, just driving hard, and another 2 shots.
Eric Burden, obviously the former North Adelaide Rocket, the former Perth Wildcat, been at Mount Gambier now for many years, and he's really been a cornerstone of this team along with Tom Daly, but if he's hitting 2 threes early, look out.
Of course, missed a stretch of the season as well with, I believe it was injury, but definitely can get firing.
Yeah, copped a nasty hit on a double road trip. I think it was against, might even have been against Forestville. Cracked his cheekbone, broke his nose, and then, yeah, sat out for a little while, but not skipping a beat so far tonight.
So Rafton just doing some running repairs. There's been a change. Hunter is checked in.
Andy Simons in his customary blue John Cena shorts. Thought he would have got a little more formal tonight, but no.
Has he ever?
I don't think so.
Just absolutely rocking the jorts. First one drops. DeWitt will hit the second one. Daly drives, Gets it up and one.
Wow.
The Mount Gambier bench rises.
Just that change of speed, so quick. And then by the time Forestville reacted, he was already inside the key, putting that one up and in.
Just so fast. Oh, there goes the 100 yards. It's come back. That one goes down.
Sam Daly in for Rathjen.
What a privilege it is to have Sam Daly coming off your bench. He's a phenomenal talent. Of course, used to play for the Sabres as well. Used to have him in the Premier League, and he's back now too. So great to see.
Mays working down low, gets inside, just floats it away. Comes off the iron, doesn't work for him. Sam Daly will kick out. Daly not just there, just not there, but the...
Oh, Richard Hill dropping an expletive there, wanting the goaltend.
It was look close from here. Davies! Welcome to the show, Mr. Hunter.
Put it on a poster and sell it to your firstborn.
And Lockie Hunter not happy with that one, fumbling the defensive rebound, only for Majuk to stick it back in his face.
I'm not entirely sure how that's not a goaltend. He's right over the top of it, but Dang has got the hand one as well. Ooh, shimmy of the shoulders, doesn't quite go. Barkley will come away with the rebound and hand it to Daly. Inside the paint.
Sam Daly not a prolific three-point shooter. Pass that one off.
Pull-up jumper, no good.
Over the top.
DeWitt. Defensively, very, very good from Daly. Now Daly will run the floor. Pull-up jumper. Doesn't land. DeWitt again. Racking up some defensive rebounds. Taze. Mays will drive hard. Didn't quite get there. Barkley's going to try and transition fast. Inside. And one.
A few dynamite plays early on. How about the strength? Oh, but here we go, the dunk. We were waiting to see it.
Did just fumble the relay. Just fumbled the rebound.
And wanted to try and get it back, but by then it was too late, and
There is a posterizer.
got jammed on. That hurts. And Daly not converting his free throw.
I think they're all cheering because I think, did he miss both of them?
I think he just had the one.
Oh, he just had the one. But I think they're cheering, thinking they're getting a cheeseburger. I don't know whether, can basketballers say afford it?
Michael Harris with the left-hand finish in the lane.
Yeah.
Yet to see him look at a three-point shot, but he's been very aggressive early in this one.
Has been incredibly aggressive, and Forest will lead this one by 1 point in this first quarter. Neither of them really having the ascendancy. Sam Daly will put that one home with his right hand.
A few lead changes early as well. What could Brendan Tees do? He's 36er again this year.
We saw last week in the prelim, obviously, he did not much for 3 quarters, and then in that last quarter, Simo threw him to the point with DeWitt on the bench.
Couldn't miss a point.
And he just took over.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They've got, well, I guess Mount Gambier have a plethora of guards as well, but Forestville do too. DeWitt has been phenomenal across the season, averaging 9 assists a game. That's unheard of. And Brendan Tees kind of playing second fiddle for the point, but is a more than suitable shooting guard as well. Just puts up shots and scores.
Kane DeWitt just looking a little ginger there coming off for Rios in. Be interesting to see how he comes back in.
Of course, Rios, another great shooter. He won't be afraid to put the ball up.
How's the luxury at Forestville to be able to bring an American import off the bench?
Yeah, that knows Australia so well.
So 2 from 2. Sam Daly goes very, very fast and hard on the charge.
Rios not known for his defense, I wouldn't have thought.
Oh,
but
I think he got headbutted accidentally. So.
Took a charge straight off the bat.
But
talk about getting his feet set. I think they were set a while ago. I think Daly made his mind up for him.
I think so.
Out to tease. He will pull up from outside. Doesn't quite go. Harris to Daly. Daly works hard.
Just the length.
He blocks the pass. They are very, very long inside. Tease goes hard. Doesn't quite get there. Put back doesn't go. Deng rises and finishes. One doesn't get you, the other one will.
That's that M&M combination. Mays, Majuk, either one of them, but just they play above the rim, and that's hard to stop.
Yeah. And again, he hardly jumped.
No.
It's a massive ask for Mount Gambier.
Dixon back in for Lockie Hunter, and I would suggest we've seen all of the subs that we're going to see from Mount Gambier tonight unless someone gets in foul trouble. Probably not going to use too many others.
Well, they will come, given a lot of time and space out there. They obviously don't trust him from beyond the arc. Step back jumper is blocked again by Deng. Be interesting to see what those statistics are. Hard time with a pull-up jumper from three is good.
Jake Rios not afraid to shoot the ball. We'll jack up as many three-pointers as he can, as it warrants as well. And he's hit his first, so expect to see a few more.
Daly from the top of the arc. No good. Deng will go and get it. Deng wants to run the floor. To tease. Inside to Mays. Mays not good enough.
Yeah, Mays' touch hasn't been perfect around the basket, but Deng has been making up for it a lot of the time early on.
Reverse is good. Just about keeping them in contact at the moment, the Pioneers.
That's
Tease.
Dickinson shoots it at 63%.
Baseline again and 2 points.
Again,
Two shots.
Great to see Mikey Harris again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get his shot from the three-point line sooner or later, but I'm sure it looks like it's been a deliberate conversation from Simo to him.
For sure.
Because that's the fourth or fifth time he's put the ball on the floor and gone hard at the rim.
Well, they probably overcommitted every time, though, to guarding the three, trying to get a contested shot up and out, but it's good to see, and now he gets to the line where he's at nearly his best as well. Shoots at 83%, I believe, from the free throw line, which is one of the best in the comp.
That's very impressive.
Not his first one.
Not since the days of Darren Eng in the league have we seen really a better free throw clip.
Second one goes down as well.
Here we go, a little bit of Todd Winter. Mays has a rest. Todd been playing a role off the bench all year.
Get those first quarter minutes out of the way. Get your players a little bit more rested. It will matter at the end.
Daly pulls up.
Rafton with that one. But of course, sporting the two R's on the back of his. I was
just looking at that.
Do you reckon that references his last name? I don't want to commit to that.
Bit like Perro having Perro written on his arm.
Yeah.
Deng will go to work. That fadeaway jumper that's done a little bit for him. That one didn't work. Harris! Put back.
Bit of work from Toddy Winter onto the basket.
I'd say Mount Gambier be happy with Majuk shooting fadeaways rather than being on the rim, but
that's big from Rafton. Brad Rafton standing tall in this first quarter. He's really delivered for them. He moves up.
I wonder whether that's something that Deng has worked on. That while he is tall, he's not big. There's not a huge amount to him. So he would have to work on that fadeaway just to give himself a little bit of room. He's certainly not going to back Barkley down.
No. And that he uses that length, but it is a low percentage shot fading away from the rim like that, but it's hard to get a hand to, that's for sure.
Gang Harris. Had a look at it. Rafton will go. Inside ball. Doesn't get there. Tees will take the rebound. He will drive hard. There's another big block. Dixon gets his hand on that one. Rafton thought about it, then drives hard. Finger roll is good.
Nice little hesitation.
Brings the lead back to 2. Harris pulls up. Hits the front, doesn't quite get there. Nice fingers from Deng, but didn't get there. Rafton fires it across to Daly. Daly with the crossover. That's a hard foul.
They're just so hard to keep out of the paint. As we said before the game, one of Simo's keys to the victory was to keep them out of the paint. But Rafton last time and now Daly again, you've really got to protect the key.
It's a good ball. Rafton with the finger roll and then the cut pass across.
Perhaps missing DeWitt though as well on the court. Very, very strong defender, just works hard throughout.
Well, we talked about M&M, the first one will go. We talked about M&M before, and if one doesn't get you, the other one will.
Yeah.
The other end of the court, that's kind of the same with Daly and Rafton. You
Yeah.
let one of them go,
Yeah.
the other one's sniffing around.
And for those two, it's just work rate. They just work super hard.
So 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're all tied up. Forestville pushed out to a decent little lead, but Gambier, like you said, have just managed to keep them in touching distance. So they're going to look for the last shot. Tees gets the foul. Now Gambier probably will have a chance to come back. So Mays is going to replace Deng. He's just going to prolong his, well, he wanted to. Thought he was going to get to prolong his quarter time break a little bit longer.
This may be an opportunity here for Mays to get an O-board tip in, but definitely protect the rim at the other end of the floor.
Tees will sink his first one.
It's hard to do both within 5 seconds.
One or the other.
And his second one is good, and we nearly had the offensive tip in that we talked about. 4 seconds on the clock. Pull-up jumper, no good. We will go to quarter time. 25 points to 27. Forestville lead this one. It's an interesting first quarter. The twin towers of Deng and Mays causing problems at one end, and we've seen bits and bobs of what Mount Gambier can do.
Yeah, we've perhaps seen the guards more come to the fore for Mount Gambier. Rafton and Tom Daly especially playing superbly on that end, really finding lanes inside and driving in the layups. And then Forestville's side, really McJook Deng and probably Michael Harris has been running the floor quite well, has 9 points so far. Hasn't hit a 3, which is what he's so well known for. Has managed to find his way inside, get a few baskets, get a few free throws. It's working out for both teams, and Forestville will be happy with a 2-point lead at the first break.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you both went with no, you went with Mount Gambier for the win, and Scott went with Forestville for the upset. He's actually in the huddle. We did see him on screen. He's just gone to have a listen to the quarter time break and just to see what's going on out there and see whether he can give us any insight. It's been an amazing first quarter. The atmosphere is fantastic as well. Courtside seats are filled up, even courtside seats for the Premier League, the SA Basketball Premier League. There's a lot that goes on.
Get something, and Mount Gambier are the side that many predicted would win this from the. If they can get the win here, it'd be huge.
It is 1v2 again, which is a repeat of the women's grand final, and Forestville sitting in the top of them, really. You know, last touch came off him though.
Eric Burden was ready to double team there as soon as Majuk put the ball on the floor, but he didn't. But yeah, Burden happy to give up a shot on the other side to go and double that.
So the Eagles will go again. Shot clock running down. Oh, that's an incredible catch and release from Mays.
Out of jail on that one.
Oh, would not make many highlight reels, but that's important. Way outside. Sam Daly.
Proved me wrong.
Starting to rack him up. Do it to tease. Good inside ball.
Lovely back cut there by Jack Rios.
Now it's Forestville that can't let Mount Gambier get away. You need repeat points. Rafton finds Burden, gets the screen, then we'll kick it out to Daly. Hot hand, not hot enough. Oh, stolen.
Good work there from Lockie Hunter, staying in the play.
Here's that play.
Oh, just in time.
It's all double zeros.
But when of course, the 100th millisecond has to go.
Oh, you have to wait for the red light.
Yeah, red light.
Well, that's about as close as it gets then.
Might be able to bring in reviews in this match.
We're ready to go. We'll have an umpire come over here, referee. 3 again, not quite good enough. Barkley with the putback. There's a lot of people asking for round 1.
Yeah, so he wanted the foul on that.
Something that the referees don't really like. DeWitt pulls up. And Barkley comes down with it. 5-point gap for Mount Gambier. Daly just swings it across. And find Rafton. Gets his screen, shoots over the top of the screen. Not quite there. Very nearly got the intercept. Daly then DeWitt! Look for Deng, inches away. Barkley over the top and the tip back.
Lockie Hunter, good work.
And the timeout called. It starts to kind of get away.
Interesting now because it's a 7-point margin for the Pioneers and a big turnaround for the first term. They've already put on 16 points in this 4 minutes of basketball. We're in an interesting spot. Scott's back in the huddle for Forestville and Andy Simons. What can they pull together? It'll be interesting because we see DeWitt, and last week we saw him play so well. He'd get his feet inside the paint and then pass out, pass in, make the cuts. We haven't really seen him be so active in the possessions that Forestville can have, and it's definitely having to go through the hands of Deng every time, which hasn't been too bad, but it hasn't worked out for him as much in this quarter as it did in the first.
Sam Daly shooting 75% from the field at the moment. He's had, like I said, he had a hot hand. It was that one. Commentator's curse just knocked him off, but he's had a hot hand. And well, we've talked about the Twin Towers of M&M. They're going to tire. How much gas is in the tank for both of them? They're big guys. They've got to get around. Where you think the likes of, well, specifically Rafton, if he's come from AFL, he'll have a decent engine on him. So anything to report, Scott?
T's very, very vocal in the start of that timeout. Both him and Simo, O-boards. We get crushed at one end on the O-glass and we're getting none ourselves. And then Andy Simons just talking about speeding up the offense. Talked about 2 sets that he wants to see more of, but he's just saying we're playing way too slow at the offensive end.
Is it possible to go faster?
He wants it quicker.
It's interesting because you say that Ketrel Barkley had 22 rebounds in their win over the Eagles a couple of weeks ago. He's already on his way with 11 now, so it's risky business.
Rios from outside, not quite there. Daly will go. Just starting to get under the skin of Deng a little bit because they don't want him under the basket. Doing everything they can to box him out. Rafton pulls up over the top of Deng. He stares him down. He continues to stare him down for the entirety of the court.
Mean mug action. Let's go.
Simo's not one to use his timeouts, but he may need the other one in a minute.
That's turned over. Daly. Little Euro step inside, tip in, no basket, 2 shots.
Interesting, the running lane of Barkley there kind of took Deng out of the contest. Wouldn't mind seeing a replay.
44 points to 34, so double-digit lead for the first time tonight.
And coming onto the court, Christian Artako.
Good. You need a bit of a spark off the bench. It's now 10 points. And Andy obviously hoping Christian can provide that also with the Mikey Harris coming back in as well.
He's a really good youngster for someone who gets the minutes that he does. Like, just has a chance to stand his authority in this match. We saw Rebecca Frisbee-Smith do it in the women's match with a phenomenal little cameo, especially throughout the second half. But can Christian do it here? We're not going to put the pressure on him, but he has the opportunity to.
Shoots the 3-ball with a pretty good clip as well, so he's going to give him something hopefully inside the paint and outside.
Keys to do it.
Deceptively
Yeah,
tall.
here he is. Manages to get him off the feet, just the pass didn't quite go. Foul against Tees. It's interesting to see Deng just sit for a moment. Only the one foul on him. I wondered whether he was in foul trouble, but I do feel like Gambier is starting to get under his skin.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like the coach is just let him sit down to cool off a little bit.
Certainly can't leave him out too long though. This thing will blow out. But yeah, they've taken away the shots that he wants.
Yep.
Shooting that fadeaway is not something that's going to convert over the time.
Got inside ball again, and a foul on it. And there we start. And what we're seeing now is just them encroach into the paint more and more.
Yeah, whereas we see now Gambier's defense players like Harris and DeWitt this quarter haven't been able to get inside the paint at all really. So their guards not doing too much, and Deng, of course, having trouble. He's been subbed off now to try and refocus. But I think we need a bit of just a spark from one of these Forestville players. They can all deliver it.
So Barkley unsuccessful with the first one. Second one is good.
A couple of Michael Harris three-pointers to settle the nerves. Wouldn't go amiss here.
He's driven hard all day, Harris, and there he goes again and kicks out. And Mays will put it in left-handed. Rafton takes control from the point. Gets it back from Daly. On the travel.
He was left in too much space as well. I thought he could have pulled the trigger on that.
I think it was that little hesitation of will I, won't I, which just caused him to wander. Harris again. Draws a double team and the pass is turned over, but he just can't bring it in, Lucky Hunter. So Sam Daly will check out of the game. He was impressive off the bench. Mays, stand-up jumper, just didn't have the legs.
The crossed arms of Andy Simon sums that one up.
They're just not getting the looks they're used to.
And there we go, and now the question for round one has been answered in the affirmative. But it's interesting is that if you take away those twin towers and you keep them out of the paint, neither of them are going to be perimeter shooters.
No, they're doing a really good job defensively. Majuk coming back in, Christian's time's done for now. But Forestville got a lot of work to do.
Barkley with the little Carmelo Anthony shoulder shake on the way back as well. Now Deng's got a look he likes. Inside to Mays. The twin towers combine. And he throws it down.
Yeah, a bit of mayonnaise on that one. Loves to put it down. And flush it down he did.
Kick all the way out to Rafton. DeWitt will come away with the rebound. Mays steps inside, draws the foul, and the basket is good. He will attempt the strike for one to go. Potentially bring them back down to single digits.
Yeah, necessary cameo from Greg Mays here. Pulling up, and I think we've got him out Gambier timeout, but Greg Mays has really stood up. The dunk is such a highlight reel, but they worked hard for that basket to get that open look. And
it was the first time really that Deng has actually managed to get inside and open up the paint.
Yeah.
And
Get his
Mays,
hands free too.
yeah, and Mays took the invitation and finished with authority.
And the man in the back getting his hands up. That's what we love to see. But yeah, Greg Mays, very important, of course. 22 points a game, 11 rebounds a game. He's second in the league in blocks. All-Star 5 player as well, of course. He's versed in Kendrick Barkley, another All-Star 5 player, and Tom Daly. But Greg Mays is one of those dynamic players who can really be anything for Forestville on any given day. And if he can stand up in this second half and really shut down Barkley on one end, but then on the other end, get these baskets, could win the match. It could bring him back in this match to win it in the first place.
We are a 10-point difference at the moment. Mays will visit the line and hopefully bring them into single digits. Just over 3 minutes to go in the quarter. We'll just come to you after Mays' free throw. Let's see whether he can come back and bring them to within single digits. There's a massive psychological difference when you hit that big 1-0 in your difference. Mays gets it, brings them to within 10.
So Richard Hill there just talking about their zone attack offense here against Forestville's zone. And Tom Daly very vocal about stop settling for jump shots. Let's get on the rim, let's get on the rim. But Richard pretty calm in that one.
So there is Tom Daly to Rafton right to the top. And again, he has a new target to stare at in Mike Harris. He is ruthless. Maybe that's what the other R stands for.
Ruthless Rafton.
Ruthless Rafton. Deng will back down. Slipped it inside to May. Not as authoritative, but they all count the same.
Well, if anyone was renting space in the Jock Deng's head, they're not anymore. That was quite great, outstanding poise to get that one to him.
Well, tip of the hat then to Simmons as Rafton will pull the trigger again. That one just grazes the outside. Tees is going to carry the ball, crossover. Then we'll come back to Mays. Mays can't quite get the rebound. Just did it two, not enough. DeWilt goes back. Door with the block, but got a little bit of Barkley at the same time.
Obviously Richard Hill before the game talking about them being able to handle Forestville's defensive change-ups. Sitting in that zone now with another 2 minutes to go in the half. So far, Andy's move's working for him.
Yeah, so, I mean, just going back to Deng and him starting to feel like players are getting under his skin. It's good coaching to come away, give him the time and allow him to come back into the game as he has. And really the two sort of things we've seen him do between the two since he's come back on, he's managed to work really hard inside and draw the double team, which has then freed Mays up.
Yeah. And it'll get him more open looks down the track as well if he keeps passing to his teammates.
Tees. Out to DeWitt, gets half a screen. Mays went back for it. Mays is underneath. Mays. Hat-trick of dunks for Mays. Wide open again.
And that's exactly where Forestville want him shooting the ball. No long twos, get his feet in the paint, tear the rim down.
It's a pretty high percentage, isn't it?
Indeed.
Oh, speaking of high percentage, how do you defend that? Tees will carry again. Out to Deng for three. Oh, I think the roof would have got more. Mays makes something of it. I think we would have lifted. So Mays goes down.
He's turning around there to run back on defense, I think, and clocked, running straight into him. Beautiful post move up and under. Oh, he did give him one.
He did give him one. I don't know. I'm not sure how much contact there was with the face, but he certainly let him know he was there.
He was scared he lost the tooth. Had a feel.
I don't know how he would have lost the tooth.
Yeah, no one knew it.
There's no fines in the Premier League, is there, for flopping?
No.
Out to the outside, just not quite there. You see when Deng does leave the floor, he gets up there. DeWilt got half a screen and went inside to Mays.
just 3 on Dixon.
And all of a sudden, foul count becomes important in this one.
It is. I was going to say, Richard looked like he was going to leave him in, but here comes Lockie Hunter. Bit late, though.
DeWitt drives baseline, kicks out. There's the 3. Not quite there. Deng manages to get underneath. Got him off his feet, then gets the putback. Back to 10 points the difference. 2-possession game. 2-possession finish. Ooh. Step to the right from Barkley. Harris throws it down, has a look at the shot clock. We're going to try and get last shot. Harris will drive. And he'll finish. Clock running out. Gets it away. Nothing doing. So half time. 7 points the difference. Feels a lot closer than it looks on the scoreboard right now.
Certainly did. I think Forest will go into that zone, cause a few issues there, and then at the other end we see Mays and Majuk and Harris on the rim, feet in the paint, and yeah, just tearing the rim down. But again, feet in the paint for the M&M, if we're going to call them that, is exactly where they want to get the ball. So Simo would be pretty happy, or happier, going into the halftime.
So we will take a short break. We'll be back with you for a halftime show. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. So we are back with the halftime show. Mount Gambier lead this one 58 points to 51. Forestville have got a little bit to do if they want to do the double and take out the bragging rights for Premier League basketball on both of them. Do you see them getting back into it?
Well, they've given every indication that they're going to at the end of that second half. We saw Greg Mays just slam down 4 dunks in a row roundabouts in that turn. He's a player who could be playing NBA on a different timeline. It's quality basketball, and it's interesting to see the dynamic between him and Deja Dixon, who went off with 3 fouls. He's been in a bit of foul trouble. The bigs are really having a great battle so far.
And Scott, you have an in-depth look at that stat sheet every time it's handed over to you. What do you read?
I do, because I want to reflect back to what the coaches said before the game. Andy talked about keeping their shot percentage down. Mount Gambier shoot over 33s a game playing Forestville. And the way they're shooting it at the minute, they're 7 of 15 from the 3. But Mays and Majuk keeping them in it because of their feet in the paint down.
Are they going to have to work the perimeter harder, Forestville, in the second half? And we talked about Harris, and we've only seen more open looks.
Offense, they can curb half.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, going to be an absolute. Please don't go anywhere. We're back with you for the final half of this season, of this grand final. Lots of finals. Too many finals. We'll see you soon. So we are back. The players have come out from the dressing room. One slightly controversial point that we talk about is probably a massive out for the Pioneers. No penguin.
No penguin. No.
No penguin.
Unseen.
We are getting unconfirmed reports that the penguin has the flu.
Yeah, bird flu.
Bird flu.
Yep.
Out for a while. So maybe he calls it off the eagle.
Indeed. Trans-species flu.
So, getting back to the basketball and being somewhat serious, where do you see this going in second half?
I want to see Brendan T step up. Last year's grand final wasn't great. He's 1 of 6 right now. He's a leader in this group. He's a leader at NBL level. So I think for Forestville to get back into this and take the lead, and if not be a threat to win the game, we need to see more from Brendan Tees.
He is leading the Eagles in assists.
Yep.
But what is, his production on the scoreboard may not be he is a focal point for them. Everything seems to go through Tees.
Yeah, and I think if it doesn't go through Tees, they have to give Rios a go, because he has shown he's hit one so far. I'd love to see him just put up the volume 3-point shots. Just really, he has
goes baseline. Turns the shake of a head from Scott into a nod. It's good work.
I was upset the left-handed hook didn't go in.
Rathjen will drive, just couldn't handle it. Dorr with the crossover. 2 crossovers, but to poked away.
So Forestville happy to come back out in that 2-3 zone. Again, Simo happy to junk it up and show some different defenses. Not sure we're going to see too much change from Richard.
You managed to talk your way back into the Pioneers huddle as well after almost being kicked out of it.
Mate, I thought I was friends with the assistant coach over there, Ryan Meakin. He was unaware that Richard Hill had given me permission to come into their huddles. It was a nice little hip and shoulder, but I corrected him.
It's good that you saw early permission, because Richard is looking ominous right now.
Oh, that will go the way. He got his feet set. I think Ruffton solved that one. Another one who's checking for teeth. That's not Ruffton, that's... who's that one? Bird.
Yeah, Bird. Let's have a look at it on replay. Oh yeah, elbow on the throat.
That was a nice spin move, I thought.
So it's just everything, everyone's kind of holding their breath at the moment. The atmosphere's kind of just dropped away. Just trying to see where it is, because it can go one way or the other, can't it? Either nobody wants the Pioneers to blow this out.
No.
Daly, step back 3. Not quite there. Harris. He will drive at Mays for a second. DeWitt thought about it. Now we'll come out to Harris to Deng in 3-point land again. Now he will drive and go. Tried to just float it in. Deng picked up an injury. Ruffton will put it in. Deng is struggling in the groin area. He might have copped the... who was it?
You hope he copped one, because you don't want it to be anything worse.
Because that is the injury that he's been fighting over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was a groin in a thigh action, so if that's flared back up again...
He went directly to groin as he came down.
Well, he's been in an intense training scheme as well, you didn't mention earlier, Scott.
Well, he's staying on. We'll see how he goes.
Just clear up the probably substantial wet mark that he's left on the floor. 6 foot, whatever he is. Do we know how tall he is?
He's about 11. 6'11", 6'10".
Yeah.
He's pretty long.
DeWitt. Out to Tees. Inside to Mays. Mays will fire it. That's a good ball movement, and Harris will finish nicely.
15 points for Michael Harris so far tonight. He's getting it done from inside, which is not what we thought we'd say.
Has he hit a 3 yet?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
Him and Mays are the main producers for the Forestville team. Burden from outside. Had Harris all over him.
So already Pioneers with 2 3-point attempts against the zone, and they're at 50% still.
Tees on the outside again. We'll find Mays. Mays with a step back jumper, got nothing. Daly. Now they work inside with the hook. Thought about going and then didn't. Daly gets his screen. Rolled around the back. Then comes away with it. Fires into Harris. Step back, long 2.
Crowd yelling for travel on that one.
Yeah, I think the box out was a little...
yeah, Tees was on the end of that.
It was a very, very strong box out.
Yeah.
Dixon just staring Michael Aylan out as he walks off the floor.
Deng tries to work and back Barkley down, gives it to Tees. Tees from beyond the arc. Doesn't go. Ruffton out to Daly. No good.
And Deng not looking like his groin is flared up too bad, which is good to see.
Deng to Tees. Another foul. The sun has gone down, but it's definitely after dark for the crowd.
Well, Dejon Dixon is moving on the bench, and it looked like his teammates had to restrain him. I don't know if I saw that right, but wasn't happy.
He's starting to get angry, and I think once the officials get in your head, he never got his feet set.
Not sure who the technical went to there, whether it was Richard or...
But, yeah, I don't know. If it was Dixon, he's fouled out, so we hope not.
Just trying to see, I haven't seen anything updated.
Richard will wear it as a coach because it was a bench tech, but...
Take one for his players. Tees out to Mays. Mays works hard and backs down.
That's a great
That's
move.
a good finish. Mays will keep going. Back down, Lockie Hunter. Burden from outside. Doesn't get there. Tees. To Harris.
Superb elevation, Michael Harris.
He is having a day out as well.
Surprisingly tall, we say, Scott Whitmore.
He's a good 6'5". You get near him and he gets taller the closer you get.
And that acceleration just makes him that little bit taller. But all of a sudden, a little window of opportunity for the Forestville Eagles. They're back within a possession. Let's just see Craig Mays there. That was phenomenal.
He works so hard at that low post.
Yeah. After he hit an air ball, no less. Like, the guy is an enigma.
Well, they've managed to cut the lead down to 3 in the blink of an eye to go, and thinking they've got a lot to do, Forestville. They've got a lot to do, and they are doing it. Tees, while he's not producing on the scoreboard, he's just starting to grow into this game. It's just still only the 3 assists recorded, but everything is coming through him at the moment. He's really starting to take the reins of this one.
Yeah, and he's finding Greg Mays and Michael Harris. Harris with 17.
Well, it's a really interesting one from Harris, because you keep talking about the fact that Harris hasn't hit anything from the perimeter. Harris hasn't hit anything. It's almost like he's been given license. He has the ball in his hand. It's almost head down drive every single possession for him. What did you find out for us, Scott?
Simo stoked with their defense, really happy with it. Wants them to keep working that zone, stay on their toes. He wants to stop and run, make sure the transition's there every time they get a stop. And you should see this next offense from Majuk.
So Mays, he will carry, step inside, doesn't quite work. Deng does enough, then out to Tees. Tees will pull the trigger. Doesn't land for him.
Not able to get their 3-game going just yet, the Forestville Eagles, but hasn't hurt them. too much just yet. It might down the track. They need to get something happening there.
They are hanging on to the coattails of this Pioneers side at the moment. Barkley tries to back down, then fades away. DeWitt will come down with it. Excellent work with Hunter.
Oh, lucky Hunter.
And then inside to Barkley.
Slice through and grab that steal like a knife. Just chop down on that. Pioneers with a 5-point lead again now.
Here's that play from Majuk.
And he manages to slide away,
Ooh,
gets him off his feet.
Yeah.
Travel low.
As you see the tomahawk.
You did say at half-time that Tees, you want to see him lift. Because by his own high standards last year, he didn't have a great scramble.
No, he didn't. He's 1 of 8 at the minute as well. But, you know, he is still a leader on the floor. He'll bust it at the defensive end as well. But if he starts to score and become an offensive threat, Forestville are going to look a whole lot better.
Daly, step back, is good. Just like that, they've jumped out to a 7-point lead again. Daly will turn it over.
Yeah, Daly on both ends, phenomenal there. Earned every cent of that basket, and then got the steal to go with it.
Daly again, out to Barkley. Daly pulls up from the angle, good enough. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a Penguin sighting.
The Penguins here we go. At least it's in the crowd and not walking the court.
Behind the fences.
Tees will take on Daly. Again, it's the same play. They've got Door at the top. Now they get it infield to Mays. Mays rolls around the corner, goes all the way around and finally decides it wants to go in.
Forestville certainly doing enough defensively to keep their fans interested. Yeah, still happy to stay in that zone, but Tom Daly just doing everything he can to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Cleaning up again. So the Daly brothers are going to continue to work. Tries to get inside. Good, strong finish from Barkley.
Nothing's really broken down yet for the Pioneers. Forestville have everything to do, even though they're still within 9.
Harris, absolutely rejected by Daly, Sam Daly that time, and he comes away with it as well, and could drive in. No foul. Deng to Tees. He'll pick up the foul.
Tees another good free throw shooter, so expect him to make these ones count as a team leader. But Forestville, it looked like it was working for them, but with 3 minutes in the term, 9 point, could be 7 by the end of this. But Scott, where do you move now? Knowing that Tees hasn't hit a field goal, he was
100% from the lineup.
I mean, I think if he can get in transition like he just did then, it was good to see Majuk pushing the ball, so the injury not hampering him too much. But I think the other thing that may happen is he'll go to the point late in the game. They'll try and get him off some on balls as well and just try and work his way into the game.
Daly again, out to his brother. He will think about pulling up. DeWitt, as per usual, defensively gets the rebound, then out to Mays. Mays will try and Euro step in. That's one hell of a finish from Harris. Every now and again, a hero has to rise. Harris is doing everything he can to be that hero.
just so technically astute there. Got it. Not even a block attempt from Hunter. That wasn't even too bad. No. Could stop that from going in.
So one shot to Harris. Doesn't go. Barkley comes away with it. Sends it to Daly. Lester Rushton out to Daly. All the time in the world. Probably too much time. Tees doesn't like what he sees, so comes back. Harris. There's Daly. Gets a screen. Drives. Floats it up. 2 shots.
Just as he thought Harris might have gone with the wrong option there, Mays stands solid, could bring this back within 3. Forestville just won't go away.
Well, Michael Harris has worked his way to 19 points without hitting a 3 ball. Mays has got his 21, but Majuk sitting on 10 needs to probably get going offensively, as does Tees. I mean, yeah, Tees has got the 9 points, but only 1 of 8 from the field. So they've still got 2 offensive weapons out there that if they get moving, could give Forestville a chance to hit the lead.
Gets them both. Brings them into a 3-point range. Looking quickly at bench production as well. 11 points from the bench for Mount Gambier. Only the 5 for Forestville. And it's only Rios who's added anything to it. Shot doesn't drop. Deng.
All of a sudden, the Pioneers starting to miss their 3s.
Deng with crossovers, then looks to back in, gets the double team. Oh, rolls around the corner, doesn't quite get there, and they'll get the ball back. Just over 2 minutes to go in this quarter. Out to Mays. It's an interesting looking shot and got nothing on it.
Get out of here.
Offensive rebound, offensive putback, and 1. Make him the mayor of Forestville.
I think, Benito, if you'd have said to me, Michael Harris is on 21, you'd think he'd hit 7 threes. But he's playing a hell of a game considering that he's yet to hit one from outside.
And he felt
60 and 1 and ties everything up.
You felt he was worth every cent of that flex as well. He's been working so hard underneath the basket.
Mays versus Barkley. Outside to Bird, and then they will go top to Roughjohn. Not there. And Harris now is doing it at both ends of the field. Carry the ball as well, son. You may as well go and finish. Oh, tease. Has Harris. Thought about it. DeWitt. Into door. Lovely play. Not door, sorry. Deng.
And Forestville in front.
That's got hands on as well. He was asking for the foul. Harris pulls up. 3. Raise the roof.
Michael Harris has come to play, certainly backing up that development contract he signed midweek with the Sixers.
Start penciling in the M and the V. The P may come later on, especially if Forestville can get under this one.
Harris is free.
Harris! And he's gone down. Has he got the foul?
Yes, he has.
It's going to make the 3 easier. He left it up there for a long, long time, didn't he?
And the Pioneers with just no answer to this zone.
Yeah.
Pinging away again from outside, shots not dropping, and just no inside game to speak of, really.
Michael Harris, the question that the Pioneers need to answer first before they get back into this one. How do you deal with this sort of harassment?
I think they need to mix up their defense, start trapping, do something, because we've seen this before. If Mike gets going, he'll drop another 10 points in about a minute and a half.
And your big problem is, if you then look at Harris on the perimeter, you've got to free up inside for the Twin Towers or the M&M. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Forestville go to an 8-point lead. Trying to get back inside. Burden doesn't drop. Deng. It's going to be 2 possessions. DeWitt drives. DeWitt finishes. Forestville coming home hard and fast. The end of the 3rd quarter. have built themselves out to a double-digit lead.
Unbelievable turnaround.
The inferior competition not looking that much inferior anymore.
Burden, Ruffton, trying to work the last shot. Daly drives hard, doesn't get it to go. 4 seconds on the clock. Mays is just happy to it. Lets it go. That would have been a perfect end to the quarter for Forestville. Mount Gambier looks shell-shocked as they find their way. Harris has lit up Titanium Arena for the last quarter.
30-13. 30-13 quarter, and Michael Harris is on fire.
How many points did Michael Harris have himself that quarter? At least 15. Believe he was on 13, now on 28. Taking over that one.
We talked about the bench production being so low, but Harris, 28 points, has stormed into the lead for the highest point scorer, not only for Forestville, but for the game. He's just taken this game by the rough scruff of the neck and said, "Do you know what? Tonight's my night."
Well, we look back to last year's grand final against Southern, had 2 points.
Not a lot, yeah.
He didn't get a 3-point shot. He didn't really know how else to attack the game. And it was tough because this was last year was a season where he was putting up 50-point games and he just burst onto the scene. This year he's consolidated that, has brought himself, has trained himself for this, and now he's delivering in spades and could hand the Forestville Eagles an upset grand final win.
That first quarter, every time he got the ball, I almost made a note and a talking point of the fact that he didn't get his head up. He was never looking. As soon as he started driving, it was head down. It was single-minded, and it's almost like he's been given license to do that now.
Yeah, indeed. The other thing to note as well is that we talked about it at halftime. Mount Gambier's 3-point shooting, they were 7 of 15 at the half. They're now 8 of 26.
Wow.
So, quick maths. 1 of 11 that quarter, and their 3-point percentage has dropped by 16%.
Yeah.
So there's no way Forestville are coming out of that zone.
That is very impressive quick maths, by the way. I like that. That's very good.
Yeah,
Me and Benito have still got to shoot some socks off.
Yeah, no, it's true. But Forestville, of course, not willing to compromise either. Only kicked 4 3-point shots. Of course, Harris sticking the one there. But just the difference of game plans really having a huge effect coming into this last quarter.
So the last quarter is upon us. The Penguin has slunk back somewhat. He's not as on the was on the front row. He's moved back again. Simo looks like he wants to get a jersey on and play himself.
Well, the Pioneers with everything to do now.
And we were kind of right, the difficulty, especially the Mount Gambier fans, to get up here. It does feel like a Forestville home game right now. Jalen goes to Barkley. Barkley looks baseline. Has Deng for company. Out to Daly. He will go with the contested 3. Low percentage shot.
Mike Harris very happy for him to shoot that, and so would Simo.
Tees slowing it down now. Looks to drive inside. Doesn't quite get the pass away. Does get to Deng. Deng for 3! There are times and there are moments when you think, I'm throwing a ping pong ball into an ocean. And the turnover, Tees will go. Has to win with him, back to Harris. For the first time tonight, he's been turned away. And they will go coast to coast to put back, not quite there. Barkley gets the foul. Simo is absolutely apoplectic. He thought somebody stepped out.
Yeah, moving down the sideline there. It was close. And Andy Simons' calves look a bit more tense than usual.
I tell you what, I have to be honest though, if I had calves like that, I'd rock jorts constantly.
You probably would.
They are some good looking calves. Barkley. This is the second one. And this is the end one. And they get a chance to make amends.
Wow, well done.
Just about get there, do it. Mays will give it to Tees. May's looking to back down. I thought he was going to pull the trigger again. Contested threes will probably give Simo a heart attack. Harris, not quite there. DeWitt does very well to bring it in field. It's not going to work though. Daly will come back, give it to his brother. Harris does very well. No foul.
No call on that. Straight up and down.
Oh, DeWitt was looking for it. It's not there.
Yeah, maybe a bit too much flair, but Forestville, in that span, until Mount Gambier scored just before when Barkley hit that and won, a 22-point run across the third and fourth quarters of this grand final.
Nice.
Daly to Daly. Barkley, wide, Daly, doesn't land.
Oh, Barkley.
Barkley's done well with the offensive rebound, gets another one, and will pick up the foul. Harris is struggling in front of us. Ooh.
Brad Hayden offering the rubbish bin.
Yeah, I did see that. Thought we were going to see the Zinedine Zidane from him. Don't know whether he cut, but he made an interesting signal to Simo as well. As he went past after the block, he gave him one finger as if he wants Simo to give him a little bit more time.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's under the weather. I don't know whether it's an injury or is this his flu game.
Could have been, give me a minute to shake it off, give me one more minute, or give me a rest. But
not that good rebound, but he almost turned it up. Talking to Speckies, Daly goes over the top, strong at the basket, then does enough.
Majuk just straight up and down on that defense. Didn't have to jump.
Tees will find Harris. Harris will look inside. Didn't really get anything. To Deng. Deng will pick up the foul.
And for Mount Gambier here, I think Kentrell Barkley is really coming to his own. It needs to come through him. He's been strong inside over and over again. Really needs to just grab this game by his own two hands. He has the reputation to do it, and just feed him. If you're Sam Daly, Tom Daly, and co.
Tees on the wraparound. There we go. That's
Here
more
comes.
like it. Daly to Rafton. Rafton back out to Daly. Just trying to get a shot. Daly goes contested. Not there.
Just playing into Forestville's hands yet again.
Yeah.
Pinging away from the three-point line, not getting an inside touch.
Interesting dual guard now with Tees and Rios. Rios, pull up. Deadly. 12-point margin. And they said it at the end of the third quarter. But Mount Gambier look shell-shocked. They do not look. They haven't come into it with the confidence. They've lost a little bit of that confidence, a little bit of that swagger.
I don't know if anyone was expecting the turnaround that we've seen in this second half.
It's an incredible turnaround.
And off the back, it's hard to see how Mount Gambier come back here.
Halfway through the quarter, I was, saying that Forestville was just hanging on to the shirt tails of Mount Gambier.
That we're saying this.
But while at one end it does look like you're throwing a golf ball into a swimming pool. At this end, it feels like they must start to feel like the basketball's it's the eye of a needle. There's just nothing is going for them at the moment. They can't get inside because the M&Ms are just taking up too much space.
It just feels like they're taking lazy shots. The looks that they're getting, of course, Sam Daly's been free a few times, but he hasn't hit a three ball for a fair while now. You've got strong players in the paint.
I don't remember the last three that I saw. I'm assuming that Simo's happy in one of the two.
Yeah,
Scott.
Simo's pretty happy. I was a little scared to go over into Richard's huddle, but just talking about every time they get that defensive rebound to make sure you get it under your chin. Pioneers have got guards flying through to tip it out, and they're happy to gap Daly. Gap Sam Daly, let him shoot. They have no issues with that at all.
Or is he going to try and shoot himself out of trouble?
Of course, you mentioned earlier, Scott, Sam Daly was the less preferred three-point shooter of the brothers.
Simo always talks about, you know, what are you going to give up? Well, they're going to give up Sam Daly's jump shot.
Tees. Managing to keep it in. Harris has it poked away, goes back and gets it to Deng for three again. Deng goes for three.
Not a lot of emotion there from Majuk, just happy to jog it back down into defense.
Well, I mean, act like you've been there before.
That's it.
Oh! The block goes away, Rufton.
Not sure what he hit his back of his neck on. Wouldn't have been the ring, surely.
I'm not sure. I was watching the ball.
I heard a noise. I have to see a replay.
So Rufton drove.
Maybe the elbow coming down from the juke.
We'll try and have another look at it as he will drive again.
Watch Majuke's elbow.
Yeah, it's just his left elbow just catches him on the back of the neck. And I can report, because he was right in front of us, that's BR on the back of his arm, not RR. It's just his initials.
No ruthless fraction. But now Gambier have so many weapons in their arsenal. You just think they're going to make it run at some stage here.
Barkley will find Daly. Ooh. Will be a Pioneers ball. Again, I'm not saying as much because it's nervy.
Well, Mount Gambier average 107 points a game. And if you said to me at half-time where they're going to get there, you said, yeah, definitely. But Forestville got them sitting on 76 right now, and Forestville average 105 themselves. And on 91 right now with 5:40 to go, you'd say Forestville are certainly going to get there.
Well, the world is turned upside down somewhat.
Yeah.
If I was to tell you that, Deng gives up the foul, must have got a little bit of hand.
Just 18 points for Mount Gambier in this second half so far.
Wouldn't be overly concerned with Dixon to the foul line. He shoots it at 50%.
Deng desperately trying to take that foul as well. I'm not sure whether Mays is in any foul trouble.
Yeah, so Mays, if that was Mays, it was his fourth. So keep an eye on that.
That one misses. But just to go back, the world has turned upside down. If I was to tell you that one of Deng and Harris is shooting 66 from beyond the arc, which one would you think?
Exactly right. So I think Rafton's good and is about to check back in, which is probably a smart move. Going to be more of a threat from the three-point line than Sam Daly. And it's someone they won't stand off.
Tees trying to find a way through. We'll go to Mays. Deng goes baseline. Didn't get enough of it. Daly works baseline. Harris working hard down there. Tees will get hands on and Tees will steal. And Tees will go to Deng. Deng! Oh, that's a hell of a... Oh, it would have put the cherry on the cake if Harris had dunked it.
We talk about Tees maybe not being so active offensively, but defensively there, certainly being effective.
And Deja fouls out.
Yep.
The chase down block. I think we've got a bit of hand, but how good would it have been if we got a Harris dunk as well? Delivered in the upside down. Ben gets his first one. Second one is good as well. Barkley to Daly, to his brother, works hard underneath, out to Daly. Doing everything they can to get it in. Daly will drive the lane, doesn't quite get there. Mays with the rebound. Rios will release the pressure.
And it's interesting, Benito, same as last week. Last quarter, game on the line. Simo puts the ball in Tease's hands.
Is
Tease got the double.
Mini-me? That's what I want to know.
That's Dan going for 3 again. I think Simo's probably going to just put him on a little bit of a shorter leash shortly.
Oh, that's not necessary, is it? No.
Tease with the crossover, drives. Wants to back out of it.
Forestville more than happy to use all of the 24 seconds in every offense from now on.
Yeah, the clock management is going, and Harris has drawn a foul as well. Sure, he got the foul on. I think it was Hunter. So that is Rafton coming back into the game.
So it'll be interesting from here. Simo's not one usually to call timeouts. He hasn't used one in the whole second half. But as we said in the ladies' game, if he doesn't use one in the next 2 minutes, he'll lose it.
Mays, strong, too big.
Wow.
Daly to Rafton. Rafton will send it to Hunter. Couldn't get it to go, and Harris will end up with ball in hand. Tease will carry. Mays working really hard. Jump ball.
Off to the lemonade.
Yeah, where's the retro arrow?
Timeout, Pioneers.
I'm not sure that retro arrow's moved once, to be honest.
That's Richard's last time out, last roll of the dice for the Pioneers.
And certainly is. We're on the outer reaches of this one. 18 points, 3.5 minutes. We've seen it done. Norwood gave it a fair crack.
Yeah, they did last week. They came home nice and strong.
3.5 minutes in basketball. Get the popcorn out. Could be here a while.
Yeah, indeed.
Fouls as well. You're talking about fouls. Mount Gambier's got 1 to give.
We've used the word inferior a couple of times. I think the only thing that's been inferior has been the Pioneers' offense against Forestville zone. Forestville just been far too good, taking away the 3-point shots of who they don't want to shoot, letting Sam Daly shoot, and then every time you get penetration, what are you staring at?
Yeah.
Mays and Majuk, Mays and Majuk. Just too tall, too long.
And we bring up, could this be Mount Gambier's one and done season as well? Is this their first and only shot at a Premier League chip? We don't know if they're moving to the NBL. Of course, they got accepted, got fascinating next 3 minutes. Well, can they get anything from it?
It's going to be huge. You'd hate to think that if the NBL one say no to them again, what does that mean? What does that mean when the Premier League clubs go back and vote?
Do they get to vote again? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Well, this
Finish is strong. Well, just listening to that conversation that went across the front of me, just to add my 2 cents, as Mays will drive and Mays will roll into the finish. I'm pretty sure that most Premier League clubs would want Mount Gambier to stay because they want the challenge.
I certainly did as a coach.
From Daly.
I certainly look forward to the challenge. I did luxury of playing them in the pre-season every year, and we always look forward to that game because they are a stacked, talented team and well coached.
And deepens the quality of the league as well.
Mays kicks it. Rios not quite there. Dan ran underneath it. Rafton.
Sorry, Mount Gambier can't let Forestville get above 100 here.
No.
Deng.
Would have been a little bit of life had Daly had hit that.
Tease, sorry. Takes on Daly. Clock management, turns, goes, drives. Has it knocked away by Barkley.
Ooh, shot clock still running. Another 2 seconds came off it then. Simo not happy.
Rafton.
He wants 3 seconds put back on.
Rafton just I don't want to use the word pest, but I mean it in a good way.
Of course.
Basketball teams have them. They have those pest players.
Simo smart there. 7 seconds to go on the baseline. Remember, as I said, if he didn't use the timeout now, in 10 seconds he was going to lose it. So good coaching.
Is it necessary though? I think Mount Gambier haven't got their game running, and an extra stoppage, maybe Richard Hilldraw not playing at work, maybe gives them a little leeway.
I just think Simo keen to get an execution here within the 7 seconds, but I don't think it can hurt for him to use it, settle his guys down, talk to them about the defensive end again, and to be honest, he may not need another timeout between now and the end.
It's a 16-point margin at the moment. That's a fairly tall mountain to climb. But, so I'm going to put you in the shoes of the Mount Gambier coach right now. How do you turn this around? Because the guys will look up and they'll see that. And mentally there's got to be a little bit of, well, that's a step too far.
He's got to look at doubling every on ball, getting full court, trying to create as many turnovers as possible. 2 minutes 10, not a lot of the 7 or so offenses left in the game. But at this end of the floor, they've got to get in the paint and hope that if anyone pulls the trigger from the three-point line, they start hitting a couple.
Well, I mean, since you spoke about it at three-quarter time at the end of the third quarter, where they only hit one in the third quarter, I don't think they've hit one since then.
No, they haven't.
Deng has it poked away, fade away, long two. Not there, tease, roll reversal, he'll go in. Whoa, just short of Rios. Rios opens up. And they are 1 point away from that 100.
Tease again being effective even though he's not scoring.
Daly to Barkley. Barkley will drive, and Tease almost got the block as well.
You hear Andy Simon saying no threes there. Doesn't want him to have any opportunity to take that margin down the extra point. And not taking any chances too.
I talked about this being Andy's 9th grand final as a coach and him winning 5 out of the 8, but the stat that I failed to mention, of course, is never, ever, ever has he been coach of the year. Interesting.
Who's the award voted on by?
Pardon?
Who votes for the award?
The coaches do.
Oh.
Where does your vote go for those years, Scott? That's what I want to know.
Well, I gave him a couple this year, but honestly, it does turn into a popularity contest sometimes, and some of the things that maybe Forestville have done over the years doesn't get Simo too many votes, but you can't go against his record in grand finals. He's never lost 2 in a row, we mentioned that, and this is going to be 6 out of 9 wins.
So Black will check in. Come on, oh, he did for a second. That was his grand final appearance. Oh no, he's back there.
I'm out.
Yes.
Oh.
Rothgen, Black. No.
He's not coming in?
Oh yes, he is. He got 30 seconds. So into the game comes Black.
2 of 15 from the three-point line for the year, so clearly not on the floor to hit any threes, just to waste a foul.
So it would appear that that's the case. So, I don't know whether you picked up Simo saying it's unsportsmanlike, but it's to be expected at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to have to foul and stop the clock as much as possible.
So Black, you would think, has one job.
And they weren't yet in the bonus. Oh, and that's going to be close. Oh, he put hands on hips. He got away with that.
It was a desperate grab for the ball.
Indeed. And those 2 fouls now wasted and Rathjen straight back in.
Nice little cameo.
Did his job.
Yeah, well. So DeWitt will go to the line. He's been 100% for the field tonight, but that's only 1 from 1. It's not been about production. Second one, no good. Barkley with the rebound. Daly, pull up 3. Hits that one. And absolutely no rush now, Forestville. Watch it. Is the reach-in foul.
Happy to take the hit on that, knowing that he's on his way to the stripe.
So that'll be Harris. So this will probably take them over the 100-point mark. 15-point lead, a minute 37 left. Other than Daly hitting that last three, which has been a long time between drinks for him, as commentator's curse hits the first one. Just want to have an MVP conversation with you. There's probably a choice from three at the moment, as far as I would see, which would be Harris, Mays and Deng. One of those three.
It's interesting, we didn't think Majuk had been quiet offensively. Last time we spoke about him, he only had 10. He's got 20, but he's got 17 rebounds and 5 assists. He's been racking it up quietly.
Daly off on that one.
Yeah, really taking it up to Barkley as well. There's a turnover, another basket.
And Daly will go, and they have got the full court press on now to tease, and Rios will slow it down. Tease, he'll draw the foul. He will go to the line. If I could just, my not as experienced opinion as you two, with all due respect to Deng, that's his job.
Yep.
Get rebounds,
100%.
Score short range points. Harris, you came into this game and you said he's a perimeter shooter.
Yeah.
Harris has worked incredibly hard inside. He outscored himself inside. Defensively has been very good. The second one goes. So the fact that he's actually played a role that you wouldn't expect him to play just puts him over the line for me.
Benito,
You have to pick Mays now.
Mays did put down 4 or 5 dunks. It was a highlight machine and definitely had a role. But Michael Harris is the guy who turned the game.
He did.
It's hard to go past him.
The zone did its job, and when the zone was stopping the Pioneers scoring, Mike Harris was the spark at the other end of the floor. So I'd have to say for me, he's the game MVP. Let's hope whoever's voting sees it the same way. I don't know.
I don't know whether they're listening to us.
Who knows?
And the other thing is, as well, is I'm not entirely sure, but Harris certainly had issues late in that third quarter. I don't know whether he was just overexcited like a toddler. Needs to go and have a lie down. So 104 points to 87. Barkley from the top.
Where was this the whole quarter?
Will hit the three. 14 points the difference with a minute to go. Harris drives, steps back, draws the foul. Tease is asking the question, how many more of them are you going to allow to be intentional?
It's interesting. Coaches get criticised a fair bit. I know I have done in the past as well. Zone, zone, zone. But in the grand final, I won't say it's a simple 2-3 zone, but with the players that Simo has, defensively it was the smart move.
So Harris will sink the first one, 105 points to 90. Certainly Simo isn't putting the cue in the rack, and see him still pacing up and down.
He just gave us a little. He gave us a little grin too. He's pretty happy.
Outside, Rios with the rebound. Almost trying to draw the foul. He wants to add to his stats line. DeWitt.
Kentrell Barkley happy to give it up as well. He tells his teammates to calm down.
That's it. They're done.
Barkley phenomenal though this game as well. It must be said. Had 26 points and 20 rebounds in this loss.
So the celebrations have started. 3 on the shot clock. Tees will go up and get the NY. You asked him to raise his game. You asked him to show you something. There it is. Have they shown you enough?
He has. He's just led from the point. They made that decision to put the ball in his hands and trust him to close the game out, and he's done really well.
So they're going to bring Mays on. Rios is going to go. Bows to all 4
the import
corners.
journeyman.
They're all happy. Back to the starting 5.
Back to where he belonged, I guess. Spent a year at Eastern. But him and Simo still hugging. Big embrace. They've known each other for a very, very long time, and it's clearly an emotional time for him.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he's won a championship in the Premier League so far. You can correct me.
Round the
I'm not
perimeter,
sure.
Daly will pull up. Doesn't get there.
They're
Mays.
still embracing those two.
Oh, it means so much. It's a beautiful sight. It's
Well,
good.
they can run the shot clock out. It's going to end in the hand of Tees. Will end in the hands of Tees. The Forestville Eagles have swept the Premier League in 2019. First the women, then the men. Your 2019 premiers, the Forestville Eagles.
Rashad Tucker amongst it.
I love it.
He's in there with the snapback and the baggy pants.
They'll just let you drink in the celebrations for now. Rios has run away to the Forestville crowd, away to our right. In season, this one game. Everybody heard that Mount Gambier should walk it in. They were the superior team.
Yep.
Forestville came, answered the call. Cole Harris just through. We've keyed the third quarter, which was just absolutely massive for you personally as well as the team.
Yeah, we just did a good job moving the ball, running the floor. Like we play best when we're running up tempo, playing hard D, and like we were just doing that in the third quarter, which led to that big quarter for us and me personally.
And what was the tactic there in the first quarter? We noticed you put your head down and just rode it to the rack a lot, again and again, and you kept consistently getting points before you, of course, exploded in the third quarter.
Yeah, the last two times we played them, I've been like a non-factor. I think I finished like with 2 and 4 points, and I was really disappointed with that. And I looked back and I just saw like I was a bit passive, like just trying to rely on my 3-point shot. So I came in with like the mindset that I needed to get at the rack a bit more.
And just a nice little stat for you, I reckon. You were shooting from the perimeter. You were 20%. Deng, 50%. 2 from 4 from beyond the perimeter. So you got beaten by Deng from beyond the perimeter.
That's all right.
Young man, enjoy your night. Have a great night. Well done. Congratulations. Sweeping the grand finals for 2019.
Thanks, fellas. Thank you. Cheers, bro.
So what we'll do is we'll step out. We'll leave it to the Stadium MC. That will be it from us for 2019 for the Basketball Bonito. Thank you very much for having me, Scott. Your insight was absolutely outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Titanium Arena, I've been Dave Webb. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us tonight, and good night.
With our women's team, who are a few of you are here tonight. So I just want to, obviously a really bitter finish for our club in both sides, but I just want to express my gratitude to all the clubs in the league for letting us in this year. To our guys and our supporters, it's been an amazing year. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want at the end, but couldn't be a better group of guys. We get along extremely well. We've all improved and come together as a group. So we'll stick together and learn from this, and really proud of you guys and our club and what we've been able to do in the last 12 months. So thank you very much. The boys, so Sam Daly, Lockie Hunter, Easy Burden, Dylan Brown, Deja Dixon, Matt Black, Jay Lawrence, Ollie Thompson, Malak McCoy, Kentrell Barkley, Mitch Hunter, Brad Rathjen, Braden Uzi. Our team manager, who's amazing, is Deb. One man that's jumped on board that's been amazing this year, Jared Cole, has been huge. Jared Cole, give me a round of applause. Our assistant coach, Ryan Meakin, and an unbelievably good head coach, Richard Hill. Thank you, everybody.
And folks, put your hands together for Tom Daly, captain of the Mount Gambier Pioneers. And now, folks, we'll ask Mark Lampshire from Basketball SA to step forward to present the MVP of the 2019 Premier League Men's Grand Final, which goes to, from the Forestville Eagles, Michael Harris.
Team, family throughout this whole year, and it's been such a pleasure. Second of all, thank you to Pioneers for a great game. We've played some bloody good ones this year, and it's always been fun coming up against you guys, and it's always been a challenge. Thirdly, thank you to my parents. They've always been so supportive of me, and you know, they've made so many sacrifices for my basketball career, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you everyone.
Great work. And folks, I'd now like to welcome up Katie Scholes from Akron to present the medals to the winning captain and his team from the Forestville Eagles. Please welcome Brendan Tees.
I'd like to start off with thanking Mount Gambier. You guys are a quality, classy outfit. I'm glad you guys found a spot to play this year. I hope you're all the best in the future. Great job for a great season, and you know, like I said, all the best for the future. Well done. Next, I'd like to thank all the sponsors of the league, all the sponsors of Forestville Eagles. Without you guys, we can't play the game that we love. So thank you very much to all the sponsors. Next up, you know, just have a look around. Have a look at all the Forestville, all the blue and gold in the crowd. You guys have stuck with us all season. You know, last week was the most people I've ever seen in Wavell as well. So congratulations to you guys. Last off, I just, you know, like to reiterate what Harris said. Boys, we're just like a family this year, you know. You guys make coming to training, you know, every Monday, Thursday, you know, games on the weekends. You guys make that enjoyable. I just want to point out all the young boys sitting down on the end of the bench. You guys come in every single day, work your ass off. I haven't heard one single complaint out of you boys, and you know, behind closed doors, these boys take it to us at practice, us starters. So let's give it up for them one more time. And I think that's everything covered. I'd like to thank the coaches as well for giving me a chance to play for a club like Forestville. I've come down to Adelaide looking for a home, and Forestville feels like home to me. So thank you very much.
She'll be okay. There's babysitters down there. All right, go for it.
All right, introducing the team. First up, we got Jake. Jalen. Tornado Todd. Belly. What it do, baby Zach? Harris. Dan. Christian. Kane. Greg. Juki. And Malik. We got our coaching staff. We'll start with Tuck. We got Haydos manager, Michael's back there. I see you. Don't hide back there. Tommy. Todd. And Simo. We also got our mascot, Isaiah. Give it up for Isaiah.
And of course, Captain Brendan Tees, get your trophy as well, mate. I'd now like to ask Katie to present the championship trophy to Captain Brendan Tees and Coach Andy Simons. The 2019 Premier League Men's Champions, the Forestville Eagles! Oh yeah, they're on it. Yep, they're on it. That's it. That was good. Oh, thank you. I've been sick all. I've been living on dip plans.